Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter and I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. Although who knows how long Poshmark will allow me to sell there because got my second warning. Today. I've emailed them and asked them about it. We'll talk about it as I'm packing up my 8 orders. These are orders from Wednesday last week through today, which is Monday, June 9th. I was out of town. Just a good mix of bread and butter, and let's see, there's one bolo, okay? And then the rest is bread and butter. All right, they're all on eBay except for one Poshmark, by the way. The first one is a Lane Bryant size 14-16 baby doll top, tunic, ballet core, eyelet, V-neck, coquette, pink. It is a pink t-shirt, basically, guys. All those words. But it's basically a nice pink t-shirt, brand new with tags. And I just listed this, I want to say a week ago. Let's see. It sold in 3 weeks. Okay. Felt like longer. It took longer than I thought. It felt shorter. It was promoted on eBay, so I paid a little more in fees. My cost of goods was $216, and I had this listed for $25. Customer offered me $15. I'm all about making sales, so I took that. I'm going to put this in a 10 by 13 poly mailer. And I have an interesting bit of information that I didn't know about shipping USPS Ground Advantage. And one of the video viewers from my last video, I think it was, asked me about this. They said, when you're rounding up, wouldn't you need, if it's under a pound, wouldn't you need to round up to the nearest 4 ounces? So like 4, 8, 12. And I'm like, I hadn't heard that. No. The answer is yes and no, really. And when you're buying your shipping label on eBay, you can just put the actual weight. And I just round up because I can't put a point of an ounce in there. Like this is 9.9. I can't put that in there. I have to put 10. But realistically, it's going to be the same price whether it's 10 ounces, 11 ounces, or 12 ounces. Because the price of USPS ground advantage shipping goes up every 4 ounces. So if I were able to keep this under 8 ounces, then that would be a better price. But because it's over 9 ounces, almost 10 ounces, it's going to be the 12 ounce rate. Make sense? And I didn't realize that. I don't think it would change anything about the way I do things, except for if for some reason I put something in a box and it could have gone in a poly mailer and it would make a difference of that, I might do that. But for the most part, it's not going to change things. But that's really good to know. And so thank you, person, for, I can't remember who it was, but for pointing that out to me. That is good to know. Okay, so this is 10 ounces, 10 by 13 by 1. Shipping is going to cost $5.49. With shipping, they paid $21.44. My marketplace fees was promoted fees were $5.92, and my profit was $7.87. Plus, I get that $216 investment back. Guys, I really need to start making some sales over, with more than a $7 to $8 profit. The last video, a lot of things were in that ballpark too. There's some in here, especially that one bolo, which it definitely has to get out today because the person they did not notice that I had put my closet on, had changed the handling time or set the handling time to like 5 days. And so they were kind of wondering why it hadn't shipped. I'll let them know. And I said I would get that out on Monday. $7.87 profit for that. New with tags, Lane Bryant top. It's bread and butter. Wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't new with tags, though. I will say that. All right, the next one, another bread and butter brand. You're going to hear me say this one a lot if you watch my videos regularly. Torid, size 2X. This dress was recently listed and it's gorgeous. Maxi Chalice Tie Front Coquette Milkmaid Boho Cottagecore. Lots of aesthetics to mention for this one. And it sold for over $30 plus shipping, which is great for a Torid dress, to be honest. Expensive retail, but doesn't resell for a whole lot. There's a lot of Torid out there. This is going to Maryland. That last one was going to Virginia. And it sold for an offer to watcher of $31.17. With shipping, they paid $43.05. It's another eBay order if I didn't mention that. My cost of goods was $5.41. I would have gotten this at a local thrift store along with just about everything in here, but I'll tell you if it's not from a local thrift store. Marketplace fees were $6.11. I don't think this was promoted. Was it? No, and it sold in 2 weeks. So all in all, pretty good. This is over a pound. And a pound, 2 ounces. It's rounding up. And shipping will be, what will shipping be? $8.50. $8.50. So my profit is $23.03. So that is where I'd like to be. $30 or more for the sale price without shipping. And then $20 or more for the profit. That's where I'm looking for most things to be. On average. I'm not doing that currently, I will tell you. I didn't hit that last month, but some months I do. Some months I do hit that. Before we go any further, I want to thank Casey for buying me a coffee. So nice. I do have a link for buy me a coffee in the description of my video. It's just a way you can say thank you for the videos and a way I can have coffee that is fancy, because I try not to. I don't want to say don't, but I don't go get coffee anymore. I will make it at home. Sometimes I do like one of those really nice energy drinks from Dutch Bros, but I'm trying not to do that either. But if you guys buy me one, it's fair. It's fair game. I'm not breaking the rules. So yeah, thank you so much, Casey. And this picture that I've got up somewhere is me enjoying a Dutch Bros energy drink. Okay, next one is a Poshmark order. It's a Victoria's Secret plus size XXL 90 lace detail black satin chemise lingerie. Check the sleepwear section, guys, for things like this. Victoria's Secret, a bread and butter brand. I really don't pick up a lot of Victoria's Secret unless it's in a larger size. I do like to focus on plus sizes. This sold for $30. That was an offer from a watcher. $30. It sold in 1 month. I had paid $6.17, a little bit high. Price sold was $30. So I'm going to say that again. Marketplace fees $6, shipping expenses $0. So my profit was $17.83. $6 is a little high, I will say. This is going to Michigan. $6, huh? And I put little thank you stickers on these just for fun. I think it's a nice touch, but it's definitely not necessary. Don't feel like you have to go get all the right boxes and thank you stickers and label maker and all that stuff to get started. You can do it bare bones. You can print out on a printer. You can take your phone, to have the post office scan the app to print out the label. There's lots of different ways to do things. This is the way I prefer to do it. And I've been doing it a while, so I've kind of gotten into the swing of doing things this way. All right, so let's talk about Poshmark since that was a Poshmark order. Will it be one of my last? I got this email and it says, "Hello, restless thrifter. Your listing activity is suspected of violating our blah, 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 blah over the past 30 days. Your account has created 93 listings and removed 90 listings from the platform." I don't see that as possible because I did not create 93 listings in the last 90 days on any platform. Not at all. Now, even if I were to have, and I didn't delist and relist on Poshmark in the last 90 days. So I didn't remove and then add. I only added new things to Poshmark. I did delist and relist on other platforms, but not Poshmark. And I went and checked my last 2 months worth of sales to see if that were true. And it was. So I don't know where they're getting this number. And it says removed 90 listings. Probably not that either because I didn't sell 90 on eBay and other like on non-Poshmark sales did not equal 90 in the last 30 days. No matter how you look at the last 30 days, like this was sent today. But if they were looking at May, no. And I didn't delist plus sell that many. It's close to 90. So the delist, the removing of items, I think could be close. But they say it's okay to remove things that have sold and are no longer available. Now, about 15 of those things I removed were things that I took down because I took them to my store rack in Ferris, Texas. I have like a vendor mall type of rack there where I'm selling some things, trying to clear some things out. And then those things will probably end up donated because I've had them a long time. So I sent this note to Poshmark. Let me read it for you. "Dear Poshmark support, I understand the policies, however, I have not violated them. I removed listings that were sold elsewhere, 50 to 60 of my 50 to 60 of my listings, or removed from my inventory because they are no longer desirable to sell and have been available for a long time. Approximately 15 of the 90. They're going to get confused because I have these typos, but I got confused. I created new listings for new items and only relisted items that were older than 60 days. I went and I didn't even relist any items. I have read and unread the rules, or read and reread, unread the rules a dozen times, and I don't understand how I can continue to be successful on Poshmark unless I give up selling outside the platform completely. Please send an itemized list of all items added and removed so that I can provide reasoning for each that is within the guidelines." I haven't heard from them other than "we got your email, we'll get back to you." That was sent this morning. So I don't know. I checked with Vendoo. They don't delist and relist when they're sharing my closet. So that's the only thing I have automated is sharing my closet and sending out offers, which is fine, right? That's not against the policies at all. So I don't know. And I know a lot of people have hit this problem. People who are selling way more than me in a day. Have you already been suspended multiple times? Like, what are the levels? Does anyone who's watching this know what happens after you get suspended for 7 days? Like, what's next when you do something bad? What's the next level of punishment? It's only a matter of time, but I'm going to argue that they're not counting accurately. And whatever they think I've delisted and relisted is within the rules. It's within the rules. and I'm not trying to be like shady with my verbiage here, I did remove 15 things that didn't sell on any platform. I'm selling them in person or taking them to the thrift store. So are they saying that we have to keep our merchandise up there in perpetuity? That word. I should have picked a different word. Okay. That's my rant. I'll keep you updated. I'd love to hear if anyone's heard what the next level of threat is. So I made $17.83 on that 90. This next one is a really cool item. So glad it sold because it's one of those things that I picked out just for nostalgia purposes. It's an 80s or 90s vintage prom dress. Karen Stevens, size 8. Not necessarily just prom, but any sort of dressy occasion or a dance or something. Romantic, coquette, cottagecore, HOCO. Homecoming. This is going to Florida. They wanted to make sure this was going out soon and would get there in time for what they need it for on the weekend. So they purchased priority mail. So I'm going to make sure that I select that. They upgraded the shipping. I told them, it's like, I can't promise anything. I said, but priority mail will get it faster. If you want to pay for that, that's one of the options. They paid $44.32 with shipping. They paid full price for it, which I had it listed for $29.96. It's not necessarily a style that's hot right now. I just love this 80s, 90s look. It sold in 10 months. I had paid $4. Marketplace fees were $6.42. And let's figure out the shipping expenses. I'm going to put it in a priority mail envelope so there's no mistaking it. It is priority mail. And these envelopes have not been sticking that great. You can see it's peeling up. So I'm going to put some stickers on the ends and across it as well. I've got these smaller ones. They're just post office priority mail stickers. I'm just using these instead of tape because the post office provides them for free. And it makes it look all official. And if they're going to provide me with envelopes that are supposed to stick and then they don't stick, I'm going to use their tape, their stickers. Okay, see how official that looks. We're going to weigh it, and I'm going to measure it. It is 14.5 by 12. This says on here outside dimensions 15 by 11.6. So I'm going to say 12 by 15. It weighs a pound, and rounding up, it's a pound and 2 ounces. So 1 pound, 2 ounces, 15, 12. Dimensions, priority mail, 988 is what my label would be. And I made $24.02 on that. This is neither bread and butter nor a bolo. Bolo stands for be on the lookout. Bread and butter just means it's what I find pretty easily, sells pretty easily, but not for a lot, not for the higher dollar. Might take longer to sell than a bolo too. So this is all ready to go. That is I can't even say it's a style-based pickup. It is a pickup from the heart. It's a beautiful dress. Very, very delicate and feminine, dainty, all those things. I've got 3 more. Next one is a Land's End size medium sweater, 100% Supima cotton, V-neck, long sleeve, ruched shoulder. Excuse me. That's a beautiful color. It's lightweight. Lands' End makes good quality things. This is going to Illinois. I can't remember if I got this one at a thrift store, Hope Store. Yes, I did, and I paid $2.20 for it. With shipping, they paid $19.39. They sent me an offer of $13, which I accepted. My cost of goods, I said, my marketplace fees, $3.90. Putting it in a 10 by 13. And so now that I know that it goes up based on weight, if it's under a pound, it probably doesn't matter what the dimensions of this. I'm just going to put 10 by 13, even though it's probably like, I don't know, 10 by 10 at this point. But it does go up. So this is 9 ounces. I'm going to round up to 10 ounces just to be sure. But technically, I could put it to 12 ounces and it would still be the same price, right? Okay, so it's $5.31. Let me round that up to 12 and see. Yeah. Let me put it down to 8 and see. Yeah, it goes down at 8. So that kind of answers a lot of questions, you know, for me in my brain. Not questions I really had expressed an interest in finding out, but now that I know, I'm like, oh, okay. It'll help me make decisions on packaging in the future, for sure. All right, the next one is a t-shirt I've had quite a while. Actually, I have 2 more after this one. It's a Life is Good size extra large pressure tee. I'll be watching you. Dog Lab Golden Retriever. I thought it was super cute. I liked that it was a larger size. Life is Good shirts. They sell. They are bread and butter. They're not going to sell necessarily fast. They're not going to sell for a lot. But this person did pay $19.39 with shipping. I had paid $2.20. Nope. Looking at the wrong item. Did I tell you what I made on that sweater? $14.13. I was looking at the sweater. Let me open up the shirt. They did pay $24.04. That's not bad. My cost of goods was $3.24. My marketplace fees $6.30. They did pay full price, which was $17.96 plus shipping. Sold in 8 months. It was promoted, so my fees were a bit higher. We're going to put it in a, you guessed it, 10 by 13. My most used packaging, 10 by 13 poly mailer. When I was selling a lot more Poshmark, I would use a lot of those padded flat rate envelopes. This is 8.9. There's no way I'm going to get that down to 8. So I'm just going to go with 10 ounces in a 10 by 13. And that is $5 even. So for a Life is Good t-shirt, making $9.50 is about right. This is going to someone in Dallas. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I don't know that address, so don't know what part of Dallas, but Dallas is big. And it's actually in the Dallas-y part of Dallas, not just one of the suburbs. The Dallas-y part. But I was a little worried that that wasn't going to sell because 8 months, I really kind of expected it to sell more quickly. It was a large size. It says XL, but it's a big XL. And it had that cute graphic. All right, this is the bolo. Now, it did take a while, but this is a Helen Kaminsky Australia Avara hat, raffia plated, one size fedora trilby summer. I don't know. I put fedora and trilby because I can never decide what kind of hat this is. I think it's a trilby. I think other people would call it a fedora, so I'm putting both. And it is an Australian brand. I'm going to stuff it with some paper. And then I'm going to put it in a poly mailer and make sure this gets there safely. I mean, this isn't the hugest bolo, but this brand specifically, not the hat itself, is the bolo. Let me pull it up. I got this at a church sale. I paid $2. Took a year and a month to sell. I had it listed for $70. A customer sent me an offer of $48. This was the first person who had indicated they were interested at all in this year and 1 month, so I took it. She's the one who was like, hey, where's my hat? I mean, she didn't say it like that, but I'm like, oh, I'll get that out to you Monday. So let me put some little pockets around it. Tape noise warning. This is a 10 by 8 by 6, and I did upgrade. I already bought this label, in fact. I upgraded her to priority, so to get there faster. A new offer for what? Oh, getting distracted. Distraction. Reprint the label. Okay. So this is going to Connecticut. I should have put this in a priority mailbox, probably, but that's okay. It's a priority label. I'm going to put priority stickers on it, so that's really clear, and it makes it in its priority vehicle. I don't know how these things work all the time exactly, but I'm putting them all over. This is a priority. Get it to the lady. Don't get crushed. I hope it doesn't get crushed. It shouldn't get crushed. Okay, with shipping they paid $56.19. $2 was my cost of goods. $7.99 were the marketplace fees. My priority mail shipping label was $9.24. That was about $1 more. That's not bad, to get this to her a little faster. And I made $36.96. Like I said, not a huge bolo, but the hats, who would think a hat like this would sell for that much, right? Like, it looks like all the other hats out there. But no, somehow that little hat band has an indicator that this is this brand, and other people will know it. I guess. I don't know. I'm boxing this up without even telling you what it is. Sorry. It's my last sale. It's a pair of shoes, and this is another eBay sale. Naot sandals, or Naot, I don't know. Size EU 37, US 6 to 6.5. Brook rhinestone black slide comfort shoes. I pick up size 6 shoes more than I probably should. They take longer to sell. 9.5 by 8 by 5.5. Because I guess not as many people have small feet, and maybe there's more of those sizes out there as a result. 1 pound, 1 ounce, 9.5. What did I say? 8 something. Dang it. 8 or 7.5. 9.5, 7.5, 4.5. Oh, God. I forget numbers so quickly. All right, that is $4.36 to ship. This is a brand, I think it's made in Germany or Israel. I can't remember. Let's go into Virginia. It's sold where? It's made where? I mean, Israel. Made in Israel. But it looks a lot like the Birkenstock. Yeah, I was just making sure I didn't put the wrong label on that other one. This is my second Virginia one today. Just makes me suspicious that I got the wrong label or something when it's the same state. Okay, what was I saying? Quality, very expensive, comfort walking shoes, very much like Birkenstock sole. I mean, the sole looks the same as Birkenstock. It sold through a customer offer of $42. I had them listed for $50. They sold in 2 months promoted. That can't be right. Not 2 months. What? It says I listed them on the 27th of March. Where did I get these? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got these during my collaboration series with Jen the Reseller. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch. It's kind of fun. I went every day, and so did she, to go thrifting every day for 5 days. It's crazy. Yeah. I got a lot of stuff. She did not. She was much more in control of her thrifting than I am. Oh boy. So anyhow, yeah, I listed this in March, sold in 2 months. Okay, well, I thought this was a different pair that I've had for a while. So now that I know it's not, I'm like, oh, look at me selling these shoes so quickly. All right, got some thank you stickers on there. And it was promoted. Shipping expenses $736. I paid $292. The price sold with shipping was $53.07. Marketplace fees $14.06. $28.73. So I guess that's a bolo in a sense, but they don't always sell fast, but they will sell for a good amount. And I found them for less than $3. That's pretty good. Okay, I did just get an offer on some Nayot sandals too. These are the white ones that I've had a while, and they sent me an offer of $35, and I have them listed for $50. Let me take a look at what the average sell price is. I do like to, before I accept or counter, I will go and look at what the average sale price was when I listed it, because I put it in my notes in Vendoo. It was $30. These were $175 retail, these shoes that I'm about to accept the offer on. I'm going to accept it because the ASP is $30, and that's still over $30 plus shipping, which is my goal. And it says we'll automatically process their payment, which is awesome. It is a promoted listing, excuse me. But yeah, I'm accepting that one. It'll go out tomorrow. I'll put a screenshot of what I made total in revenue and profit. But with that profit amount, remember, whatever I said I paid cost of goods wise, that's also coming back into my account to be able to spend on other, hopefully better, even better things. Wasn't a bad time period for being away. I hope you guys are having good luck. This is June, one of those summer slowdown months, right? Summer's not even here yet, and we already call it a summer slowdown. Oh, I'll put a little video clip here of what I was doing on vacation. We got to see some horses, the Clydesdales from Budweiser, and it was magical, especially the babies, which are huge. Okay, they're as tall as me, but yeah, very, very magical. But I hope that you guys are having a good selling experience this summer. That's a lot of S's. Bye, y'all.